Hello, Job Doer here, and today's little job here is as you can see, we got a door here with some little cracks here, and we got glass there, and doorknob down there, like normal doors have, but that poor door has been a little weathered in a sad shape, and well, what we're doing today is doing a security screen door over it. Look, it's a little windy here, but we got this here. This one here is by Gatehouse. A strong impression, yeah, that's their little tagline. And this particular color is an almond, and it's going to match kind of like the what they call stucco on this side of this house. And kind of a design. I guess the main important thing is that this particular model in this brand is one of their better versions, right? A little stronger. So what they're saying is what you need is right there, looks like you need a drill, a one-way tool driver, a 3/16" drill bit, a pencil, and a level. And that's it, folks. Now, what I have is over here. Okay, I got a little utility knife there to cut the stuff off. I got a little screwdriver here, because you're going to need that for the stuff to come. I got the special one-way tool. Let me show you a little close-up on that. This is a 1/4" drive, and has a big slot in there basically. Has a retainer ring. And then we got a chisel, which I'll show you in a bit. A pencil to mark stuff like this said. A couple of grease pins to see if that works. I got probably a 5/16" wood drill bit. A 5/16" stucco or mason bit. Here's the 3/16" bit, which, if you have something called a drill stop, you can install it on here. Let me see where we at here. Right there. See, I put some tape on there. That's about as good as I need it for today. I had a drill stop, but it's just the wrong size. I need to get the smaller one, and the big one was too big. It just slipped off. But I got that there, and I got marked. And the reason why is this here is about the size of the bolts that come with it. Right? If you ever see them. They got a one-way screw, meaning that you got a thing here and a thing here, and so you can screw them in, but if you try to screw them back out, they slip off. Alright, and this thing here goes on it like so. Right, nice little hat, screwed in, and yeah, that's great. But, because I know the kind of walls we're working with here, these screws here, which is about, I think, a 4" maybe 4" basically when you get past the inch or so of the metal frame, and then this has styrofoam stucco on the outside, we're talking about only screwing in about 1.5 inches into real wood. So I picked up some of these big daddies. I believe this is maybe a 8" hopefully. Well, let's just compare sizes, right? So you put it like that, it's maybe an 8". Anyways, same girthiness, just longer. And so now we're going to have, the metal frame, about 1" or so, then probably about a 1/2 inch of that stucco, then I think it's like 1 inch of foam, maybe 1.5 inches. So we're getting down to actually getting maybe a real 4 inches into wood. And this particular house on the outer walls has, I believe, built either by 2x6s or 2x8s. It's pretty thick walls. Anyways, these ones here that had to come extra, I had to order them from someplace. I don't know who I bought them from, but basically this is the supplier here, Copper State. Chances are maybe they're from Arizona, and Copper State's Bolts and Nuts Company. And look at that. We're not just a bolt company anymore. No, they're also security screws. Then we got over here a deadbolt set, because you need to have that on hand for this job. A caulking gun. Now, a pro maneuver here, which I don't talk about, is I like to put a bead of caulk down when I'm working on it, or after I'm finished, caulk around the frame, right? So that is what that's for, and it's to remind me that I need to go buy some caulk. Some of that 30-40 year outside silicone stuff, 100% silicone would be good. And then we got some random wood pieces here, and some shims and some other wood, and we got the Big Daddy drill in that case. Last but not least, there's a level. We got that right there. So that is the ingredients to this, plus of course the door itself. So let me get to opening that door, unwrapping it. Okay, so I want to point out here to you that these things I guess are about 85 pounds, so team lift. Even though I feel a little bit slumpy today, I think I'm still pretty beefy. So I'm going to try to tackle this myself. And look at this here. We've got the door, right? All unboxed in its glory. Now one thing you can see here is we got one hinge. One side of it is on, right? This is on here, never been removed, hopefully. Should swivel, which it does. And that's great. Now the other side is over here. So we have the one on the right is actually for the header. And right, that's gonna go on the top of this thing. The one on the left you can see has a couple holes right in there. Those holes there is for the lock set to go in, right here and here. That hole down there is for the long bolt to go in. So keep in mind that this thing here goes on the opposite side of the one that is attached to the door. Now then, inside the door is a little secret. In the lock set area here, they got your stuff, your free gifts. You got bolts. In this case, the company threw in some matching color one, even though they're slightly chipped all over. And once again, I'm not using those. I'm using the other ones. Which, if you want to match colors, I guess you can do some enamel paint. Get it matched down there. One of those hardware stores, whatever. And then here's this here with your special tool, right? And last but not least is another bag. You want to try to clear out this little pocket of goodies before you get too far along. Otherwise, it might jam things up if you try to put the locks in there. Okay, well that's secure. Now then, you might not notice this. This is a very important thing about these doors. But if you look at it like so, right? I'll do the elevator from bottom to the top floor, right? You see that? Let's go back down. Okay, so very important part here. This door is the same. Should be the same from top to bottom. Fairly so. Meaning that you can flip it and either attach the hinge side to the right side of the door or to the left side of the door. Now in this case here, we got a doorknob right there. And that's the door that's staying put for now. Or, get out of here, you tarantula or something. Anyway, so that doorknob there is going to be staying there. And, key point. Now, unless you want to go out and try to find special doorknobs or have issues with this install, chances are you want the door, this door that you're adding, so the doorknobs do not line up with that door that's there. So, in reality, the way it is standing right now, with the doorknob on the left-hand side, that is fine, because over here is where those doorknobs will be. Otherwise, you have a chance of hitting doorknob to doorknob. Got that? And that's not good. Okay, so let me get reordered here. Okay, after assessing the situation here a little bit, I'm coming to find out that the door frame here, right, is a little bit too much out this way. Probably by, what, half an inch or so? And so, it'd be great if this would actually mount, like maybe right here, and then on the same side, but it don't. It's going to be a little bit more this way, but still covering this. A little more that way, and still covering that. So what we got here to fix it is a little bit of hardwood. Just cut a little bit out. I'm going to attach it so it matches the top header with a little bit at the bottom, so it has a drip edge, right like so. I'll push it up against the door frame, and then temporarily secure this with a couple of construction screws, and then the next one will be able to go around top of it. Like that, more or less. Not like that. Construction screws. You'll see. But yeah, since it has a lip there and the measurements and stuff, if I put this one here on this side, it's going to be, yeah, no bueno. You have to have, basically, what I'm trying to say is this here needs to be flush. Your whole outer wall needs to be flush for this to go on, right? This here, flush with that there. So, I'm building it up. Okay, moving forward. Okay, this is the perfect time to switch to the mason bit here. And just put a hole right through here where I marked it. Make sure I got them point and straight. There we go. Now this, that's deep. Holy crikey. Let me try at the bottom here. Yep, that is deep. That means I gotta find a stud. There should be studs all up in here. Whether it's not that far to a stud, I'm not sure. Time to investigate. Alright, so saying a stucco vampire. This is 2 holes over and still no real studs in here. So I'm assuming there might be a stud here, hopefully, with some 2x4s up in here somewhere, but I ain't gonna mess with that. What I'm gonna do now is mount it to this surface here, which is pretty solid feeling. We don't want to, but here we just have to put the door up there, plumb it, and mark it, and then drill with a wood drill. And then we have to deal with the other side where it's going to latch. And by it being mounted here, it's going to hang over on that stucco side. So I'm going to use at least one of those wooden pieces to bridge the gap. Hopefully find some studs over there. That side is not important as important as this side. This side is going to have all the weight of the door on it. So hopefully this is not hopefully this is actually this thick all the way back. But I'll be drilling a hole probably right in the middle of this thing after I mark it. And this stuff here, don't worry about it. You just get some stucco patch and yeah, be done with it. Now what I did here was you have a little threshold down here. And I got a piece of wood here, about 1/4 inch. It's actually sitting kind of on the threshold in front of where I'm going to be mounting this door. And you know what? A 1/4 inch should be fine. You know, it'll help keep bugs and things from trying to crawl underneath there. And I'll just double check to see at the top after I size this up here to make sure it's going to look out good. Now, I'm going to just simply pick up the door and set the column on that little tab down there of wood. Right there. Okay, with the help of my friend, this bar here, got some shims at the bottom, right in there. I have the 1/4 one down there, and built up this side over here to make sure I get a nice plumb job on this side here. I don't know if you can see the bubble there, right in the middle. And because of where it's at, I'm going to take my little 3/16" drill bit and start drilling some holes in there, right in the center. And keeping in mind now that I have this thing marked for much longer, I'm going to actually reevaluate right here. So this here should be able to go down to here somewhere and be fine. Alright? Let's just take a little look-see. Okay, then get your stuff level. Try for right in the center. And yes, I did move the frame over just a bit. This part here over, because these holes are offsetted from the center. That is good there. I'm looking level, so in I go. I like to go in, pull out, and go back in the same hole, right? That is good enough. Okay, let me do the top and the bottom, and we'll get back to screwing. And in this case, since it's all solid wood I'm going to use the smaller ones, and there's not much stuff there. Okay, so why not try their little thing here? Right. Put this in here, line up with your hole, which you already did. Put this on, and away it goes. See how that goes? Anyways, you need to really chalk down on that puppy. Let me see if this fits here. Alright, so what I do is this. That chisel thing. And I'll line this puppy up here. And making sure you keep it on square and tight. Do it like that. Little scratches. Yeah. Don't say this is easy. But that is probably tight enough. Now, I have seen, nice. I have seen a socket thing that goes on here. Not on here, but like definitely like a big slotted thing. And I have one, but it didn't fit this size screw. Okay, let me tackle the top and bottom without trying to destroy it too much. Anyway, the socket thing could do some final adjustments if you have that type of tool, which I kind of do, but kind of don't. Alright, so like I said, some touch-up paint, probably not avoidable. Take one of these screw heads that you don't have them put in, maybe more ahead of time, down to your local paint store, and have them match it, right? It should be a enamel paint. But here comes the test. Test one, basically, is I'll take away the semi-support door closer and see if it opens. Oh. And you know what? We give it a little shaky. That's tight. Open up like this. Once they're closed, that's fine. I didn't say it was plumb to the house, per se. So that part is done, right? We got that on. High fives all around. And not my favorite way to install it, but now we got the other side to deal with. So what this does is they want you to put the door bolt in. Your deadbolt, right? It goes on the top, bottom, wherever. Usually goes on the top. And so I'm going to put that deadbolt in. And I have other videos out there of how to install a deadbolt. So if you want to check them out, go ahead. I mean, this is a little bit special one though. So maybe I'll show it real quick. Kinda. So step one, they want this here there's an up side that says up on it here. Make sure that's up. And the other thing is, for this door, I think they want it to have the short throw. Alright, so this here's the short throw here. If you twist it, that's the long throw. So twist it back here, short throw, this thing's up. And it goes in here, like so. And then you got these screws here. These screws here that come with it. I think you can see them there. They have threads like a wood thread on the top with a machine thread on the bottom. So this is going to go through that hole, and the machine thread should hold it in if the wood threads don't foul it all up too much. Alright, get in there. I usually start, top one, switch to the bottom one, and tighten them up snugly. Make sure everything's kind of like in the center. Snug lay. and snugly. Right, then we'll get the other pieces. An outer one, like this one here, you'll notice that because there's no screw holes on it, and an inner one, this one here. So you have screw holes. Now, making sure this here has the key thing going up, usually, you slide this part here into that little D-shaped part, right there in the middle, right through here, okay? And see how there's notches here, maybe? These notches go left and right, and it slides up and down. Alright, so, got the D thing in there. Okay, now, holding that in, the opposite side has this middle part that goes in the D thing, and same thing, you have the slots here. They go left and right. So, let's see here. These things there. Alright, now, probably not going to see that. Make sure that the thing's up and down. This is a tricky part. You get a screw in there. These screws look different from the other ones. Let's start one off. It goes through the whole thing. What's going on here? So I go through multiple pieces of metal per se. And it's not, because it's not my friend. Okay, I'll sew it there for now. So okay, one more try at this. D thing through the D thing. Left and right. Okay, flush. Try bolt number 2, I guess, screw. Hold it with one hand, of course. So I gotta hold the camera too. Okay, that feels like it's going in. Bugs attacking me, nature. And let's see, I'll get this screwdriver. This is like a slotted thing on it. Okay, I'll snug it all down here. Right, and show you what the other side's all about. So, the other side looks like that. And, right, so it looks like that. And the thing about these screws here, bolts, whatever, is they got special heads to them. And what this allows you is to secure here, and then you have a plate that goes on, and you have other screws that go in. And those other screws can be either one-ways, like those beefy things we just put in, or normal Phillips. Just depends on how aggravating you want this lock to come off later. This here is a double-keyed lock. And you'll understand why eventually. So let me just tighten this down here, and I'll get the other parts to it. Not sure if you can see here, but the head of this screw here, it's kind of like those one-way bolts there, see? And so once this is in, it's in. You can get it out, but it might take a little effort. Now I double tighten these to make sure they're tight. This is up. I tried the key on both sides, very important. Key works. So now we're going to put this to commitment here. Make sure it's nice and snug. And this little plate thing, goes on only one way. It kind of snaps into place slightly. Then you got these specialty screws here that go actually in those other bolt things. Right, get them both started here so I don't drop one. And that was going to fight me a little bit, I think. You don't have to have this. You can have the normal Phillips one, but see, if you have these on, and if you have, like, I don't know, someone trying to get out, per se, or, that doesn't have a key, maybe someone who shouldn't be there, it's going to take them a whole lot longer to try to get this open. Right, normal door locks have the little latch here, you just unlatch and get out. Oh, these don't. I only suggest these be put on this kind of door, not your inner one. Alright, so I'm going to snug this one down here. These are going a lot easier than the other ones. Although a little bit hard to see the edges. Snuggy. Snuggy. And still works. Good job. The next step, when you have this part open. Alright. Alright. On to the next part. Okay, so with the deadbolt out here, you want to kind of match this up to where it goes. And see, it has about an 1/8 of an inch here to where it bottoms out in here. So I bring it back about another 1/8 of an inch or so. A little bit of a gap here. What do we got, about 3/4? No, 3/16. Maybe right here. And this rod's slightly bent, I can tell, because a little bit, it's wide here, but it's tight at the top and the bottom. Okay, so here we go. Now then what I do is I'll close the door with this, and I'll have the other side here shimmed up. I'll show you here. So I got the other side had shimmed up. I have a marker there. So what I did here is I closed this part here, made the height equal to the other side, the top of this here equal about, and then I had marked through here and through the other holes, drilled through the wood, and I switched bits to go through the stucco, and then back to that 3/16 one to go into the wood inside there. So now I'm ready to put in the screws, and this time I'm going to actually use the 10-inchers. I think there's enough room in there to grab in that wood. So got them tightened up. Like I said, a little bit more to the top. Had to actually get us pliers to grip on that and tighten it over strength-wise. And I got it locked. The only thing left now is to put the bottom doorknob in, which I got a video on that. And the top part here has a bar, which goes up here, and it goes about 1/8 of an inch higher than your frame there. So that might be a little bit of a problem, but I got a little bit more backing wood I can put back there behind it. So same thing, 2 holes drilled in, mounted, and this here is basically it. Done. This will help keep the neighbor's dog out of your house. If you have the door open up and you want air to come in, but not neighbor's dogs or birds or cats or wildlife. And in the event of a zombie breakout, zombies have a harder time getting through this door than that glass one. So there you go. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. And thanks for watching. Odd Job Doer out. Okay, so imagine, if you will, both sides of this thing here, right? And I'm just going to show you the one side. But first off, your pole here, top bar, right? Where are we at? Right there. So we got a hole there. So the hole's actually a little bit more towards the top than the bottom. That's the way you want it when you put it up there. And let me venture on up this road. Right now it's balanced just on the door frame. Alright. But what I'm going to do here is slap on a little level in the middle. And what comes in handy here for only 1/8 of an inch, you don't want it resting on the top like it is, you want 1/8 of an inch higher, is a paint stir stick, right? The normal kind, the single kind. But if you don't have that, which you could just go to hardware store and get one, you can use a shim, like I'll be using here. Shim it in, that's about 1/8 of an inch there. Now I'll shim the other side. Making sure my level's, level. Alright. And then I can mark the back wall where to drill. Yeah, spider right like this. good for that side. And that's good for that side. And you can take this down. And get ready to go to town there. So I'll drill through it and see what we got behind there.